Hey, we're just continuing this series on what it's been like for this first year of me starting my own business, and some guys had asked if I could shoot a video on how it's been going, what I've done to learn, and so we're just kind of continuing on this little series here. So I had another guy that I know just started his business up recently, and he didn't really have the backup money he didn't have the $4,000 or $5,000 to stock up his truck, to just flat out stock it up. I was fortunate enough to have enough backup money at the beginning to be able to get my system, or get my truck stocked up with capacitors. I started out in the wintertime, so I started up with capacitors, blower motors, condenser fan motors, fuses, disconnects, you name it. I had a wide variety of things that I used to use on my service trucks from other companies. So basically, one of the last company I worked for, I liked my setup there. I liked what I had there. So, and it consisted of a lot of that: capacitors, blower motors, contactors, transformers. Some of the most common things that are failing out there when you're on your service calls. Last thing I want to do is have to go to the warehouse to go buy a part and then come back out. I feel like it's really a waste of time. You should be, if you have a capacitor to go out, or a contactor or transformer or something like that, you should be able to get to the call, diagnose it, change that part out within a half hour, 45 minutes, and get the heck out of there, move on to your next call. If you have to go to the warehouse to go get your part, you're going to go spend 45 minutes to an hour just driving, so you spent 15 minutes diagnosing the system, then you're going to explain that you're going to go leave and come and get the part, come back, put it in, and now that 30 to 45 minute call has now taken you an hour and 45 minutes. And if you're only running 3 or 4 calls a day, then that's cool. And honestly, I'm not trying to run a ton of calls every day, or make my coworker run a ton of calls either. We like to run about 4 or 5 calls a day, and then we're good to go. I'm not trying to run 12 hours a day like the slave drivers we used to work for. But figuring out inventory. So, of the rescue motors, of the universal motors, I keep some of those on me because I need a 220 motor, I need a 110 motor, I need a 1075 motor, I need an 850 motor. So I need condenser fan motors, I need blower motors. So I carry 2, 4, 6, I think it's 6 different universal motors on my truck right now, and it's been nice to have those because I can just change them out right on the spot. Same thing with capacitors. Your 45 5s, 40 plus 5s, things like that. I carry a few of those, but my 25 5s and my 60 plus 5s, my 70 plus 5s, stuff like that, I'll just carry like one of each of those. So I do carry like a 70 plus 5, 70 plus 7.5, and a 70 plus 10. I do like to carry the individuals of those, but I'll only carry one of them. And I do that same thing for the 60 plus 5, 60 plus 7.5, 60 plus 10. And I'll carry one of each of those. But the 45, the more common ones, I'll carry like 3 of each of those. As soon as I go through one, I just, as I'm on my way home, I'll stop by the warehouse and pick one up. deciding which brand of parts to put in is something that you want to figure out as well. I mean, maybe the company that you work for uses a particular brand, and you're already used to that brand, and you like using that brand. Sorry, I had to take a call there. But yeah, so you know, maybe the company that you worked for before, you're used to the parts that they were using already, and you kind of trust their parts. Namely capacitors. Capacitors are a big thing. I know that you guys probably know when you're out there are some crappy capacitors to use, and there are some seems like some more durable brands to use. One thing's for sure, they don't make capacitors like they used to. GE used to make some capacitors that you can still find in some 30-year-old systems, and they are in perfect condition. It would be a 30+5 dual run capacitor, and that thing is stuck still on 30 microfarads on the compressor side. So that's super impressive to me. But they just don't make them like that nowadays. You know, if you can get 5 to 10 years out of a capacitor, you know, that's about as much as you're probably going to get. So I'm kind of in the boat right now where I used a Mars universal motor, a condenser fan motor. I was able to get that motor for considerably less than the rescue motor that's out there now, almost half the price. And but I think that Mars is a pretty good brand. That's the brand capacitor I've been using is Mars. I do like the Titan Pros capacitors, but nobody around me really sells them. I have to go 45 minutes away to Johnstone Supply to pick those up, and it just doesn't make sense to me. So I've been able to get good results from these Mars capacitors. And you know, you're gonna find it's the same with contactors, hot surface igniters, etc., etc. You know, some of the universal hot surface igniters that you can use out there. Some of the control boards are more dependable than others. So yeah, so just to kind of go over again, you know, some of the guys, when they first start up, they don't have the money to fully stock their truck up. They don't have the extra $5,000 or $6,000 to, you know, stock their truck up with, you know, shelves. You know, even just getting shelves in your truck is hard enough. I mean, I went with a pickup truck. We also have a van, but when we got those vehicles, you needed shelves to put that stuff on. So I ended up getting these little silver boxes on the back. They sit up on the top edges of the pickup truck, and they've turned out to be some really nice bins. But you had to do some research and figure out, is this what's going to work for me? Because, you know, those bins, they don't hold all my capacitors, they don't hold my motors and stuff like that. So I got a knack box, one of those that you can get at Home Depot, one of those big, like 36-inch boxes, and they're deep, and you can set a lot of stuff in there, and you can lock it. So, and you can mount it to the truck bed as well, so nobody will, you know, take off with it. So that's more strategy you got to figure out. Is once I get my inventory, then how am I gonna get it around? You know, am I gonna? One of my buddies used just his pickup truck, and he just used a trailer, like a 4-foot by 8-foot long trailer, and that's how he got his stuff around. He also does installs out of those as well. I also took the back side of my back seat, and I built some more wooden shelves in there so I could increase my storage capacity on this truck by quite a bit. I was able to build 4 big old drawers on top of there. I can set my some of my extra containers back, my extra boxes back there, my scale, my tubing benders, you know, in the wintertime, my combustion analyzer. I'll set all that stuff back there, and that's been really nice. So it's fun. It's fun to be able to, you know, figure out what's going to work. You know, on my van that we have, we got the van, and you're like, oh shit, it's like totally hollowed out on the inside. Now I need shelves. And then once you get shelves, you're like, man, I sure would like to be able to organize these shelves a lot better. You know, so you get these little stackable crates in there and stuff, and then you got to figure out, you know, what do you want to be storing where on your truck. Just like when you get a truck out there, and you know, when you're out there at a company you're working for, you get your new truck and you're like, man, where am I going to put everything? Well, when it's your company, you know, you got to find the shelves first, and then you got to find, where do I get those little plastic containers that I can put stuff in? You know, and so it's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to doing it several times more with new vehicles in the future, figuring out exactly what inventory is right for us, and it's been a good time. I've enjoyed it. I think you'll enjoy it too. When you're out there being a contractor on your own, it's an extremely liberating feeling. You got to be able to go out there and get those calls. You got to be able to generate those leads one way or another. You know, I see some guys out there in my neck of the woods, and I feel like I don't see them doing a ton of advertising or anything, and yet they insist they're completely booked all the time. They just have a ton of work. And I'm like, damn. I feel like I am just like, I feel like I know exactly what I'm doing for all of my leads, you know, between different, you know, methods of getting leads, and I feel like I've earned every single one of those. So we're busy. We're not slammed like some of these other contractors make me believe. They are just slammed, you know, 24/7. It's like, well, cool, man, you know. So, but I'm still in my first year, and I think we've done a great job. A lot of those contractors, they probably are slammed because you know, they've been around for 5, 6, 7 years too. So no, I mean, it's cool. Well, thanks for watching this. Sorry, this one got a little bit long. I'm trying to do a little series right now on what it's been like starting up my own business. Some guys wanted to know how the business has gone for me, what it's taken to get up to this point right now. We're doing really well so far this year, and we're just looking to keep on growing, really. So thanks for watching, and we'll continue this series. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Any new contractors out there, I'm really curious to see if you guys have any questions. If there's anything I can do to help out, text or call me either way, 916-877-1577. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks.